Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the quick chat. Listen, I got a few topics here that I want to chat about with you guys real quickly. Definitely want to talk about Jalen Hurts and where he is when it comes to football. I also want to talk about Demar Hamlin and his return to football. And we also have to get into the situation regarding Ralph Yarl, the 16-year-old boy that was shot twice by this white man, okay? And we're going to get into his story. But before we get into all of that, I definitely want to talk about what's been going on over here in Atlanta, okay? I want to tell y'all about this story. I actually came across it on TikTok, and I said, girl, now what was the people doing? And how was they getting away with it, okay? So let me tell you guys real quick about this story, okay? Now, they're saying that this is a former Fulton detention officer who has been accused of falsifying timesheets, okay? And she was clocking a good $130K in overtime. All right. Now, I thought she had made a good $130K by the end of the year based on how much she was clocking. No, ma'am. She made $130K in overtime. Do you hear what I say? On top of her paycheck. Girl, now you're supposed to be able to skim a little here and a little there, I suppose, if you're able to get away with it. But girl, you done ran up a muck in the palace and they had to lock you down in the palace. We have to get into the details surrounding this, okay? They said a former Fulton County detention officer accused of falsifying her timesheet in order to collect tens of thousands of dollars on overtime pay remained in jail on Wednesday evening. So I guess she don't have the money to bail herself out, even though she was sending herself all that money. Now, her name is Wanquilla Anthony. She's 33 years of age. She waived her first appearance in court Wednesday, a day after investigators arrested and charged her with multiple felonies, okay? Including, she was arrested and charged with numerous felony counts, including theft by taking, first-degree forgery, and violation of oath by a public officer. Girl, you're definitely going to jail. They're saying that, now here goes Sheriff Pat LaBatt, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you, baby. I'm tired. So Pat LaBatt is the same person that came to the front and decided to ask for the resignations of the young man, LaShawn Thompson, who was found dead in his jail cell because he had been eaten by bed bugs. And the cell was absolutely filthy, okay? I believe it was the sheriff that said he's willing to commit $500,000 to getting the facility cleaned up or whatever the case is, but then also asked for people to resign and then said that he's going to do an investigation. And I just feel like, where the fuck was you at when you should have did that a long periodically time ago? Now you want to sit up here and you want to do that. The man died back in September. Here we are in April, and you're just now starting to make a move because the story is just now starting to hit national news. Sit all the way the fuck back for me, and then now you're coming to the front and you got all kind of investigations going on your hands, huh, sir? Mr. Sheriff Pat LaBatt told the news that the investigation began after his office conducted an audit focused on overtime pay, specifically looking at which employees were earning the most. And you know what that sounds like? It sounds like y'all was looking at overtime pay and seeing who was earning the most to either cut overtime or to probably lay some people off or whatever, girl. And that's where you messed up, Miss Wanquilla. But let's get into it. They said investigators say Anthony, who earns a salary of $50,000, collected $130,000 over the last year. It's physically impossible for somebody to work those kinds of hours. The particular young lady had falsified documents, forged those documents, and in fact was stealing time. Girl, that's wild right there, ma'am. That's wild. Girl, you should have had been quit before they caught up to you, ma'am. Okay, you should have had been quit or something. They said a human resources official contacted Wanquilla Anthony, inquiring about the name of the sergeant who had signed her timesheets. But when officials spoke with that sergeant, he denied signing them, telling investigators that he hadn't worked with her since 2021. And this was according to the arrest affidavit. Now, investigators say the sergeant signed a blank timesheet and his signature did not match the one on Anthony's timesheet. Now, girl, what you had going on, ma'am? Huh? or running a scam. Another sergeant interviewed during the investigation told officials that she was surprised to learn that Miss Wanquilla Anthony had earned six figures. I bet you was, because I bet your ass was sitting up there like, girl, I don't even make that. Ma'am, how is you making that, girl? What kind of time you on? I need to be over on that time, okay? I need to be over on that time, ma'am. Since you're on overtime, let me get over there, okay? Let's keep going. They said she frequently calls out, girl, I'm done. Wanquilla, girl, Wanquilla. Is it Wanquilla or Quilla? I'm going to say Quilla because it got an I, like quilt. So I'm going to say I want Quilla. Girl. Not you was over there frequently calling out, but over there running up amok on the overtime, girl. You had to make it make sense just a little bit. She frequently calls out saying her husband is sick and has to have surgery. Girl, The same sergeant also claimed that Wanquilla Anthony took a vacation day last month, but court documents confirmed that when they checked her timesheet, she reported that she had worked 17 hours that day. This is not representative of the hundreds of women and men that work for the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. I believe this is an outlier where somebody got greedy. It's unclear if Wanquilla Anthony has an attorney at this time. Bitch, how do you defend that, though, Wanquilla? The people want to know, Wanquilla. Girl, I'm trying to look up some more on you, Miss Wanquilla. Girl, no, you didn't. Girl, Wanquilla, you should have been smarter than that, Wanquill. You should have been smarter than that. So, girl, it's going to be real tight. Because I feel like you're going to do a little jail time, possibly. I don't know how you finna pay all this 130-some thousand back, and they probably going to turn around and add interest on you. Girl, you're not going to get no other state job. You're going to be over there at Racetrack, Raceway, Shell, Chevron, QT, possibly Costco or Sam's. That's where I think you probably going to end up, ma'am. You know, it's a really sad situation. Now, you probably could slide on your ice like the Xscapades. You probably could slide on the ice like the Xscapades and get over to a contracting position that might be, you could probably come out better working for Amazon so that you could pay this back. Now, you might be able to finesse them hours over there. You know, I don't really know, but ma'am, they say the girl's still locked up right now. So I don't know if she got an attorney. I would think that she don't. But where was your money going? Was it going to your husband, Wanquilla? Where was the money going, ma'am? And because it seems like you ain't gotten in the show for it now because you still locked up. Now, I'm just telling you what the people is trying to find out. This is what they asking me over here. So I'm just trying to get answers for the people. Girl, either way, honey. Good luck. Let's keep it going. Let's see what else we have here, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about Demar Hamlin, okay? Because he had recently been cleared to play. They said just over 3.5 months after the cardio arrest situation that caused Demar Hamlin to collapse on a football field. They're saying that now he has officially announced his plans on making a comeback to the NFL after being fully cleared to return to playing football. Now, in my personal, I don't think he should. I really don't. But I know that's his way of like taking care of his family and stuff. And you know, he just got to take care of his family. And I'm sure it's a sport that he absolutely loves. But definitely proceed with caution. And girl, like, these football players go through too much for them to not have life insurance for the rest of their damn life. And y'all officials make too much money off them for these players not to have life insurance or whatever for the rest of their damn life. Like, it just makes no sense, especially with basketball, the way that y'all like to find these men left and right. Y'all some good ones, because I probably would have been quit on these niggas. I would have figured out how to let my money stack up, invest in what the hell I need to invest in, and probably tap the fuck out. Because every time you turn left and right, somebody getting fined, somebody getting fined. So, girl, it's a whole mess out here, and primarily it be black players that I see get fined, and girl, that would get on my fucking nerves. But when it comes to Damar, I probably would have sat out a little much longer. Now the season's not going to kick back up until the fall, so I'm sure as he practices, as he works out, he's only going to get stronger and better. But girl, that heart ain't nothing to play with. So I just wish him the best at the end of the day. And I pray that, he has a successful season. And by a successful season, I mean they may not make it to the Super Bowl, but I definitely hope that he has no medical issues while playing the sport that he's loved and making the money that he needs to make to provide for his family. Now, he says that his heart is still in the game. I love the game. It is something I want to prove to myself, not nobody else. I just want to show people that that fear is a choice, that you can keep going in something without having the answers and without knowing what's at the end of the tunnel. Or you might feel anxious, you might feel any type of way, but you just keep putting that right foot in front of that left one and you keep going. And I want to stand for that, is what he's saying. Okay, so he misses the sport. He misses being out there with his team, and he wants to do this. So I'm scared for him, but girl, it's your life, your choice, your decision, and I just hope everything goes well. I hope he made the right judgment call when it comes to this, and I hope that his family feel comfortable with it too. You know what I'm saying? Because I can imagine how his mama probably feeling, or whatever. Like, dang, you almost lost your child, and he about to run back out there and do this all over again. Like, girl, I'll be like, terrified. But I wonder if he's going to probably have to pay for additional people to be on the sidelines to help him medically. You know what I'm saying? People that really understand his condition versus the people that's already on the sidelines for medical situations anyway. But I just wonder, I wish him the best. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below about that situation, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to Jalen Hurts, because let me tell y'all something. That man is paid, baby. Paid. I think he has a girlfriend, but I don't think he's engaged or anything. I really thought that his agent, this beautiful lady, his agent, which I was going to say I think she's a Delta, but don't quote me. But anyway, girl, I thought that was his girl at one point, but I believe that lady is married, okay? But let me tell you, the ladies he got working for him, they is working, and they is getting to the coin. They're saying Jalen Hurts has a $255 million contract, and it sets a record for the NFL, and he got it all with an all-women management team. Come on, Tasha Mack, inspiring the girls, okay? Now, at 24 years old, Jalen Hurts has become the highest paid player in National Football League history. So that means he's making more than Sierra's husband. Because I feel like Russell was making bank. I thought at one point Russell was like the highest paid, and probably was. But baby, it's giving Jalen now. And I think it's his time. He's young, Russell is getting older, you know what I'm saying? Secure all your big bucks when your body is young and right. Right, you know what I'm saying? Secure all your big bucks. But let me tell you something, Mr. Jalen. You better invest very smartly and properly. Okay, and you better get the fuck out that league as soon as you can. In my personal, don't let them folks use you up like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do what y'all want to do. So anyway, they say the quarterback signed a 5-year extension contract with the Eagles for $255 million, and he'll be paid $51 million yearly. So I wonder how that works if maybe he want to be traded. Does he lose that money? I guess so, because the contract is with the Eagles. Or if anything were to transpire to where, girl, it don't take much for people to start a petition to get you off. If you say something online that a person don't like, or they catch you out here doing something, or certain charges come up on you or whatever. So I wonder what happens with that. That would be in jeopardy. So preferably, he's smart. He's smart about everything, and, he's very careful about his surroundings and who he works with, because there's a lot of money that's on the line, and these girls helped you do a whole motherfucking lot, okay? So, okay, hey, you better do right, goddamn it. Got a lot of people depending on you, but that's dope. They said that makes it the biggest contract in terms of average annual value, outpacing Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers and Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. So now he banking more than Russell, which is what I was wondering. Okay, so hey, I'm here for it. I mean, Jalen got them to the playoffs this year, or at least to the Super Bowl. They did not win. I was rooting for them. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I mean, even though I ain't had no dog in the fight, I slick was going for, you know what I'm saying, the Eagles. And I was like, bring it on home, then, honey. Bring it on home. Like, I'm cool with that. I ain't gonna fight y'all on that. Do what you wanna do. You know what I'm saying? So I would have definitely been here for it if they would have won. So hopefully, you know, they make it next year. Maybe they'll get in there next year. But shout out to him and congratulations, because bitch, people ain't making it like that. People ain't getting paid like that for their talents and stuff like that. But congratulations, honey, and good luck. Let's keep going because we got to talk about this foolishness, okay? Y'all, when I heard about this story about this young man being popped a few times by this white man, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I was so hurt. Girl, I went into prayer for this baby immediately, and I'm like, Lord, please let this baby survive. Okay, let this be a part of his testimony that he could live to tell this story and allow it to not hinder things that he wanted to do for himself and his life. Allow him to come out as new. Do you hear what I say? Girl, like, I ain't want nothing. I ain't want his brain to be messed up, nothing. Because for that baby to get popped and still be able to survive and try to, and see what I'm hearing, right? Some of the rumors that I were hearing was that, let me see, did I screenshot anything? I don't know if I screenshotted any of this that was over on Facebook. Did I screenshot that? I didn't. I did not screenshot it. And they were talking about how the young man ended up getting popped and he went to multiple neighbors' houses and nobody would open the door for him until he got to the third house. So let me just tell y'all what happened for those people that might be like, Jamie, what's going on? So the black young boy that you see is that his name is Ralph Yarl. And I hope I said his name properly, okay? He was popped in the head and he was popped in the arm as well. His mom said that he was popped like right above his left eye. So like somewhere up in here, he was popped. And then also popped in his arm as well, okay? His parents told him, like, he has two younger brothers that happens to be twins. And his mom, they were over at a friend's house hanging out. The mama said, we don't do, you know, sleepovers or anything. So I sent him to go over and pick up his brothers. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You mind going to pick your brothers up? They're over here at this address or whatever. And he was like, okay, cool. Now, typically, I guess he carries his phone, but on that day he didn't have his phone on him. So he went to that house and he was expecting to just knock on the door and his brothers come running out. And that's not what happened, okay? As a matter of fact, what I was hearing was that the door never opened. I believe they said he heard rustling and moving about and all of this other stuff over in the house, only for once he heard all of the ruffling and all of that stuff in the house, they think, you know, somebody open the door and just start firing. This is what some of the stuff has been told, okay? But according to CNN, they're saying Ralph, at the age of 16, was popped in the head and arm after he went to the wrong address to pick up his siblings. Now, the difference between the streets, I'm going to just say this, is 123 Sycamore Street, right? But he ended up going to 123 Sycamore Circle or something like that. But he should have went to street versus circle. So that's what ended up happening. He went to the wrong address, and that man just immediately just got to popping. And what's crazy is I believe he was trying to say that he was afraid or threatened or whatever the case was, but you couldn't possibly be, because one, the person rang the doorbell. Two, you didn't even try to open the door or even talk through the door to find out what was happening or, hey, can I help you? The baby could have told you what he wanted. He could have told you what he wanted, okay? But anywho, they said that this man here that you see on the screen, the opposite man, who ended up popping this baby twice, okay, in the arm and in the head, and from what I'm hearing, this is what I saw on Facebook. I saw somebody make a post and they were quoting the mom. I did not hear this portion in her interview, but I only saw a snippet of the interview. But what they were saying was that the baby, number one, got up and ran to three houses. It took him to get to three houses for somebody to help him. The third person at the house helped him. Once they got the police there, the police made him lie on the ground with his hands up above his head until they could get medical attention to him. Now, this is what I'm reading on Facebook, okay? I will need to get the interview from the mom to, you know, confirm and deny all of this, all right? But if that is indeed the case, that's insane. And even if that is indeed the case, I hate when y'all do shit like this, officers, when you see a person is in distress and it's very clear. And then you may want them to either put their hands behind their back or put your hands up over your head or whatever, or operate in a way that's not normal for a person that's hurting. I hate when y'all take the human element out of things and just sympathize with a person. I hate when y'all just remove all of that. And it's like y'all not even human first. Y'all see yourselves as officers first versus humans. And that's a fucking problem. Like, if that is indeed true, that pisses me off. And I hope that the mama gets every fucking body personally. But this man that you see here pictured, his name is Andrew Lester. And he currently faces 2 felony charges, one for assault in the first degree and armed criminal action. All right. Now, in the April 13th popping of Ralph Yarl, they said that he had a bond of $200,000. They said he is prohibited from having any type of item and cannot have direct or indirect contact with this young man, the 16-year-old Ralph, or his family. And I'm wondering, at what point did he get arrested? That's what I'm wondering. At what point did he get arrested? Because let me tell y'all, when the city came out, the city came the fuck out. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever, came out and they started to protest in this man's yard. So I'm wondering, did y'all arrest him for his safety, or did y'all go ahead and arrest him before that happened? Is what I'm wondering, okay? Or did y'all just arrest him just to appease, the people in the community at that time, only for him to later get off because he's an older man? I don't give a fuck how old he is. I don't give a fuck how old he is, okay? He could have handled that situation much better. And I loved how the attorney was saying that y'all can't really use the excuse in so many words. This ain't what he said verbatim, but in so many words, he was like, y'all can't use the excuse of this man's age because guess what? Our president and other leaders, congressional leaders or whoever are close in age as this man, and they have certain judgment to be in those positions. So he too could have used better judgment with that. And I said, well, you better come on, sir. Y'all might have a good little attorney over there, girl, and we're going to see what's going to happen, but you better get these people some justice, okay? Let the people know. They said Lester has told the police he and the team did not exchange words before he fired at him through a locked glass door. Told y'all, through a locked glass door. He just came and just said, pop, 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 pop. That's what he did. Now, CNN has not been able to reach the homeowner. They said the criminal charges have brought a bit of comfort to the family, but long roads lie ahead, both with Ralph's recovery and the quest for justice. Okay, now, the baby was in the hospital shortly after he was popped. He ended up being released, and I was like, that's amazing for him to be able to go home and he's in like a better place. But this is what the mama said that I loved so much. She has a history of being a nurse, and he has another person that's in his family that's a physician. I think his aunt or his uncle, and then there's somebody else. Like, he has a lot of family members that are in the medical field, so they're able to care for him properly at the house. I'm also hearing that he was able to get up and walk around. So that is definitely a miracle. And let me tell y'all, you thought that you was finna cap that baby and he was gonna be gone, which makes me think that this ain't your first time pulling some like that. Okay, I can imagine what you was doing when you was younger. But this baby is going to be able to be up, talk, and testify on that ass. Understand what I say? And y'all better hurry up and bring him in there before he passed away. Because we know how long y'all like to take. Just like with the Emmett Till situation, how long y'all took and still taking to snatch up that fucking lady that admitted that she lied, okay? But, yeah, don't take too long before this man passed on and transition into another space and cause hell over there. Y'all need to go ahead and rack him up. And that's just on P, if you ask me. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else to this. In Missouri, you can have a 24-hour hold. It is clear here that this was 2 or 3 hours. Lester told police he fired immediately after answering the doorbell when he saw Ralph pulling on an exterior door handle. Lester thought Ralph was trying to break into the home and was scared to death due to the boy's size. This baby's smaller than your raggedy ass. And you know it. This baby is tiny as hell in comparison to your big, thick, grown ass. Girl, I can't. Officers responded just before 10 p.m. that night after receiving reports of a shooting. When they arrived, they found Ralph wounded in the street. The shooting left Ralph, who plays bass clarinet and is a band leader in school, with a wound to his head and his arm. While he was hospitalized, Ralph told police he did not pull on the door. So basically the man is lying. Okay, it was nothing short of a miracle that Ralph was discharged from the hospital, according to his attorney. But he's not out of the woods just yet. Okay. That's crazy. And I remember, okay, so they're saying that this shooting also came days before a 20-year-old woman was shot and killed in upstate New York after she and three others accidentally turned into the wrong driveway. And this was a white girl. And I do remember seeing this on and I want to be able to pull up her photo. I don't even think the girl got a chance to get out of her damn car. Do you hear what I say? Before the person got to shooting. So let me see if I can get a photo of her and put her up on the screen. So let's give me a second for that, because I also want to get into her story just a little bit. So let's add her here. Girl, this is some crazy here, honey. Girl, let's move it over here. Uh-oh, I got two of them. Let's move this over here, honey, so that we can talk about her real quick. Like, ooh, child, this young lady's name is Kalyn Gillis. Like, y'all just out here just popping folks and asking questions later. Girl, and then asking the questions after your ass locked up behind bars. I cannot take it. A 20-year-old woman was shot and killed after her friend turned into the wrong driveway in upstate New York. And what if they was just turning to back up and turn around? You know what I'm saying? They're saying that it was her and three others who accidentally turned into this into the wrong driveway. The woman, identified as Kalyn Gillis, was a passenger in a vehicle with a man, 65-year-old Kevin Monohan, fired two shots from his porch. One of the shots hit the vehicle and struck this young lady. They said it was a very rural area with the dirt roads. It's easy to get lost. They drove up this driveway for a very short time, realized their mistake, and were leaving when this man decided to come out and fired two shots at them. Now, with him being on that property, I do understand if it's a bit sketchy, because it's like, well, dang, don't nobody come to visit me. That's why I live out here, and I'm not expecting nobody to be coming out here. Right? But it could have been the police coming out there to ask you questions about a crime that happened in the area. It could have been anything, and you just out there just like pop. And the police don't always come out with things on their door. On their lights on their cars. Sometimes they come out in unmarked vehicles, and you just come out the house, pop. That's not making sense to me. That's not making sense. They're saying that this man Mr. Kevin M. is being charged with second-degree murder in connection with her death. And they said he was arraigned on Sunday on the murder charge, and a bail hearing is pending for Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll find out at a later time if he actually going to get his ass out. But I feel like leave him in there. Leave his 65-year-old as in there, okay? They said after the shots were fired, Gillis and the rest of the group drove away from the house in the town of Hebron, looking for cell phone service so that they could call 911. So they tried to save this baby's life. They were found around 5 miles away from the home, and they said responders began administering CPR, but the young lady was pronounced dead at the scene. That is very sad. That's very, very sad. They just was hanging out that night, probably looking for whatever they was looking for. I don't know. Maybe they Airbnb the house out there and was driving into the wrong driveway by accident. He just come outside and started shooting. Baby, you're gone. You're gone. Okay, and this was a little white blonde-headed girl too. May she rest in peace. You're definitely gone, and we're gonna need the same thing to happen for the other men as well. Okay, but that's all I got at this time. All right, you guys go ahead and let me know your thoughts about everything that we just discussed. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.